Do you have an internship this summer? Here are 6 rules to help you be successful. Welcome to Business Mindset. I'm Trenton Hoshiko. Internships are a great way for students and other types of people to get into an industry with basic knowledge. Perfect for students or people that are switching careers into a different industry or a different sector. If you have one right now, you're going to be going into one, you're preparing for one in the future, here are 6 ways to make yours a success. 1, actually do the job. This starts with the application process. If you are applying for internships that you're not actually interested in, not only are you taking it away from somebody who might be interested in it, but you're going to end up getting yourself stuck in a place you don't want to be. Since you're not getting paid in an internship a lot of the time, that's going to be miserable. Don't do that. Only apply for ones that you're actually interested in fields that you're interested in, and that you think that you can grow in, make network connections in. Don't do it because you think it's the right thing. If it doesn't feel like it's the right thing, don't apply. After the application process is over and you've been hired as an intern, you're probably going to be asked to do tasks that are not necessarily so glamorous, might be very repetitive day to day, things like getting groceries, helping make sure that there is enough supplies in the office, general office management tasks, those types of things. And while those might not be what you're specifically interested in, that's part of the process and that's part of what you are trading to the company for the knowledge. Now, getting more knowledge and getting more skill set based on the internship that you're part of weighs heavily upon your ability to ask for work. So if you can get those tasks done, you can ask for things you're more interested in. You can say, hey, what do you need? If your boss doesn't have something for you, you can ask somebody else in the office saying, hey, I'm available for your help. If you need anything, let me know. For people who are in the film industry internships, you might be interested in actually writing scripts or meeting with writers or learning how the writing process goes. Well, if you do all your script coverage, you can then start asking for more tasks in actually helping the writers, making those connections, fostering those connections. Once you have that reputation, do your actual job and then spin it to get what you want out of the program. 2, every internship supervisor is different. Find the best way to work with yours. Some might be first-time intern supervisors. That might make them not so great at teaching with you. Or they might be experienced with interns, and they could either be bad or good in that way as well. Lots of them lack communication skills with the interns, or they don't have a job that can be actually, divided up and have some work given to the intern in a way that helps both of them. Sometimes internship supervisors don't have a lot of tasks to hand off to you, don't have a lot of things to teach you directly. If that's the case, you might ask them if you can ask other people in the office or at the company if you can help them as well. That way you're not left with no tasks, because if you have no tasks, then you're not getting anything out of your internship, and neither are they. Other supervisors might have too many tasks for you. If this is the case, if you can't find the time to actually get everything done in the day, you might sit down with them and say, hey, you gave me these 10 things. I think I can probably realistically get 5 or 6 of them done today. Which ones are your priorities? Because I want to make sure that I'm taking care of them first. That way you reduce conflict in the future if you don't get all of them done, and they help you determine what might be more important, which is a skill that would be valuable for you to learn through your internship. The best thing you can do is find the best way to work with them specifically. Definitely be mindful when you're in the interview process of who the supervisor might be. Talk with them, ask them questions about their style of leading the interns. If you don't feel like it's going to be a good fit, pass on the internship. Even if the internship might feel like it's a good fit for you career-wise, professionally, that you could learn something, if you can't interact with that supervisor, or they seem like they're not going to be very helpful, they're not going to be there for you to learn from and to work with you on projects, it's probably not right, and you probably won't have as much of a positive experience as you might hope. No matter how good the internship is, it's not worth the stress of not being able to communicate with that internship supervisor. That's a big problem with a lot of people's internships, especially if they're doing menial tasks that are outside of the realm of reasonable requests for an intern. If you can't say, hey, that's not what I'm here for, if you don't feel like they're open for communication and feedback on their leadership and what you need out of the program, skip it. 3, say no to situations that are uncomfortable, dangerous, and especially if they're abusive. That one is really, really important. Don't do things you're uncomfortable with. If you don't feel like you have the skills or the knowledge to actually complete a task, talk with your supervisor about it. Talk with whoever you're on the team with about it. See if you can learn those skills, or see if you can do something else that you might feel more comfortable with. It's not worth damaging company property, damaging company reputation, you getting hurt to complete a task for an internship that you're not getting paid for. Talk with your internship supervisor about what your needs are. Lots of times now, interns are asked to sign waivers that say they're not part of the company and that they are basically volunteering their time. This makes them ineligible for insurance coverage of various types, and oftentimes personal insurance won't cover workplace injuries, depending on what kind of plan you are on. But you are still in a workplace and you're still doing tasks as if they were work. It kind of creates an interesting situation where you could get hurt and not be covered by your own insurance or by their insurance. It's in your best interest and their best interest in the long run to not do things you're uncomfortable with. One of my personal experiences with talking about a situation that was uncomfortable with my intern supervisor, I wasn't comfortable driving a vehicle, and that was because I wasn't on their insurance plan, and my own insurance plan didn't cover professional vehicle usage, nor did my school that I was with allow us to drive those vehicles. It was an 18-foot truck worth about $100,000. And it had $200,000 of equipment in it. They wanted me to do a rental pickup, and that's a pretty standard practice for production assistants. But there's a difference between being a production assistant that is the employee and a production assistant that is an intern as being unpaid and specifically signed away your insurance right. When I brought this up to my internship supervisor, they were really understanding. They said, oh, wow, okay, no worries. If you don't feel comfortable with driving the truck, we'll get somebody else to do it. And they got one of their actual employees to do it who was on their insurance plan and was covered in the necessary ways, had the necessary experience to actually do that pickup. And something that I take to my business now is that if somebody says, hey, I'm not comfortable with something, work with them to figure out how to make it comfortable or find somebody who is comfortable to do it. There's no reason to force somebody to be uncomfortable at their workplace, even if they're an intern. You need to say when you're uncomfortable with something. In any workplace, you need to say when you're uncomfortable with something. And that also goes for situations that are directly dangerous. If your business is asking you to pick up things that are really heavy, climb up on ladders, go up on scaffolding, things like that, and you're not covered by their insurance, you're in direct danger for a workplace injury that might not be covered because of the waivers that you've signed and maybe your personal insurance. Watch out for yourself. And then there are situations where internships become directly abusive. Lots of sexual harassment happens during internships. Those kind of situations are too frequent. If those are something that you might be facing, bring that up to other supervisors, and especially if you're going through a school, to the school who is administering the internship program. These are all types of things. All these kind of uncomfortable situations, dangerous situations, abusive situations, all need to be made aware of to the school so that you can help protect other students as well. Number 4 is be on time. Being on time is super important in any workplace, but I'd say internships especially, because at an internship, you're not being paid, but you are there to learn, and the more you are engaged with the work and doing the work and being on time and showing that you are reliable, the more tasks and skills that somebody can teach to you. If you have a window to arrive in the morning like 9 to 9:30, try to be there at 9 every day. It shows that you are reliable, it shows that you are focused and engaged with the work, that you want to get things done and you want to take opportunities. Taking opportunities is something that is the main point, in my opinion, of an internship in the first place. If you are there on time, you get your stuff done early in the day, you ask for more tasks, you can help make the program more of what you need professionally moving forward, what you are seeking in your career. You might as well maximize your time in that environment so that you can have more opportunities overall. That engagement to the work is super important and something that a lot of internship supervisors look at for if they're going to try to offer you a job at the end of the internship. You're more likely to get a job offer if they like working with you, if you're engaged with the work, and if you are there on time, ready to work every day. That makes you an ideal candidate. Even if you don't have necessarily all of the skills that they would be looking for a position, you can be taught skills, but you can't really so much be taught how to be on time, how to be engaged, how to be willing to take opportunities when you see them. So take opportunities when you see them. Now, be on time, go. 5, ask questions. Asking questions is super important because it really helps you actually get the education that you need out of your internship. The more questions you ask, the more ability you have to learn the entire process, the entire workflow, how interactions work between different departments, how different people work with their superiors or people that work for them. When you ask questions, you say, hey, I want to know, I want the understanding, I want to further my understanding of a certain topic. And if you get assigned a task that you don't know how to do, don't be afraid to ask. Say, hey, I need to actually understand how to do this properly before I take this on. And most supervisors are gonna be super thrilled that you would ask, because that means you're gonna do it right in a quicker amount of time, and you'll be able to be trusted with it in the future, which is what you want, because you want to be reliable so that you get more opportunities. Asking questions also means that you get to take on more opportunities. If you say, hey, what can I do for you today beyond my normal work? If you say, hey, I'm Joe's intern and I need more tasks today. Do you have anything that you need help with? You're asking a question and furthering your experience. By asking questions, you are taking your experience at the internship and shaping it into what is better for you. You're honing your skills so that when you leave that internship, even if you're not hired by them, you are more prepared for a job within that industry. And number 6, be friendly. By being kind and courteous, the nice person in the office, the friendly person in the office, somebody that everybody can work with, you open up so many more opportunities for yourself and make the overall culture and environment nicer for everybody. When somebody needs something done, they know that they can come to you, have you be willing to take it on, can expect a smiling face, and somebody who is a pleasure to work with. This helps open up opportunities for you later, because you might be doing this with other interns or your supervisors, and that can open up jobs down the road. Also, people underestimate how nice it is to have people to work with that are enjoyable, kind people. That whole culture within the office, within the company itself, grows and expands, and everybody has a better experience when they know that other people that they're working with are kind, friendly, willing to work with them, willing to be team players. If you can be a team player who's nice and friendly in this environment, your internship will be a lot more successful. Keep in mind that every industry, every company, every supervisor, every employer is different. These tips are honestly pretty general, but they're good ways to help you focus on what you need as a person going into an internship, already at an internship, dealing with problems at an internship. The most important thing for you to focus on, though, is your education. You're there to learn, to grow your skills, to make connections, and to set yourself up for a more successful career in whatever industry that you are in. So find ways to make that your goal and your focus. Internships, if programmed correctly, are a great way to get your foot in the door in pretty much any industry. Just keep an eye out for red flags, keep an eye out for bad egg supervisors, and really focus on the educational aspect for yourself. You're there to learn just as much as you are there to help their office grow. If you learned something from this video, consider subscribing down below, give a like, give a comment, tell me what your thoughts are on internships. Some people have pretty good experiences, some people have pretty bad experiences. I'm interested in hearing what your stories are in the comments. You can find me on Twitter at Trenton_Hoshiko, and you can find Modern Icon Media at Modern Icon Media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can read more about this subject on our blog, moderniconmedia.com/blog. All the links are in the description below, and we hope to see you on the next one.